Okay, so the product we've got here is again from the Koala range from ANTALIS, and this is a Koala Silky Wallcover. Okay, it's a textile, polyester textile, Mike, is that right?
It is, so Koala Silky Wallcover Textile,
Yeah.
Polyester, which means it's a lot more dimensionally stable, doesn't have that sort of give that you get from a PVC,
So it's got
ideal
a
for wall
textured
covering.
finish. Okay, so I'm going to apply to the wall now, and we'll just use it as a compare and contrast against the wallpaper. So I just want to make sure that I've got a little bit of an overlap there on the edge. That should be just about right. Okay, so there's a lot less tools required for this, obviously. So I'm just going to make a little fold there. And I can drop the whole material along there. A little bit of overlap on the top, swing the bottom into position. Okay, I'm just holding that in place. And then I can come along there. And now I can start burnishing. And like I say, it is removable, repositionable, will gain a little bit of bond over time. But, you know, I can be, again, very easy to put down. If I do make a mistake and start getting a few bubbles, I can remove that without the worry of it stretching, you know, and just carry on coming down the paper. It has moved a little bit. The laser level's moved. So removing lots of backing paper there. Letting the paper, letting the vinyl fall down the wall. So, like as you can see, this is a lot quicker than actual papering. And the nice thing with this is also, if you've got furniture on the wall to cut round, such as sockets and light switches, then you know this is much easier to put down than a high-tack adhesive, a high-tack vinyl. So there's our first sheet applied. Fits nicely into corners. So I'm just going to cut those corners in now. In there somewhere I should have Teflon coated squeegee, which really helps if you're creasing into corners. It actually won't burn the print off, you know, when you're sliding that applicator along.
You cut on the back of that squeegee, don't you, Tom?
Yep, just cutting, using the applicator as a guard against cutting into the material. I'm actually using my wallpaper knife here, which is very, very sharp, and very good for cutting a sort of textile finish. Okay, so that's all our trim gone. And now to apply the second drop. Yeah, I forgot to mention earlier, with a high-tech material like that, if you really want to achieve the maximum adhesion, I would recommend sealing the wall first, okay, especially if you're working on a painted wall or a rough surface. Just gives you that coat for the adhesive to really bond to. So for the second drop, rather than putting a fold in the application paper, which can lead to sort of, you know, pattern misalignment on the way down, I'm just going to fold back about 100 mil, and I'm just going to cut that backing paper now with my blunt switch to the backup knife. So rather than putting a fold in it, there we go. Hasn't cut at all.
Are you using a specialist knife there, Tom, as well, aren't you?
Well, it could have been demonstrated better, to be honest, Michael.
Ordinarily.
Right, so what this will do basically is it'll stop me dropping, the pattern dropping. Once I'm aligned at the top, in theory now, like I said, I don't have to be too worried. Not unlike a high-tack vinyl, it's not going to take the paint off the roof or anything. So I'm just aligning the pattern now. Okay, start off at the top. Like so. Just hinge that a little bit. And again, like the wallpaper, I'm just checking. So I'm aligned all the way down. And swing that into position. Okay, check all the way down that you're okay. It just needs moving slightly. So very easy to just realign. Okay, and now I can start applying. So due to that slightly bad cut there, okay, so I can take quite a lot of the application paper down. I'm just checking that I am where I actually want to be.
So this Koala Silky Wallcover Textile material, Tom, is fire rated, as is the wall decoration material that we have as well. If anybody wants any samples of this material, we're printing with it on the stand inside. So we have Roland's, Mimaki's, the latest HP LATEX as well. Plenty of samples just inside there as well.
Okay, so obviously the difference between a wallpaper and a vinyl really is that you're splicing a wallpaper, and with a vinyl you've got an overlap. But this material is so thin, really, that overlap is almost minimal. You know, it's very difficult to notice. A little bubble there. I'm just going to pop that with a sharp knife. Okay, so that, like I say, is a lot quicker to apply than wallpaper.
Do you have a preference, Tom?
I still prefer the wallpaper, I must admit.
And why is that?
I just find it's easier to work with. You've got more time. You know, you can. It's more easy to reposition, really, and get right, especially if you're working in sort of complex areas where you've got lots of things to cut round and lots of obstacles. So there we go. So, say any little bubbles like that, we can just pull that out, smooth that back out again. Right, so I'll just cut my edges. I'm just going to cut away a 45 degree there. work that into the corner. Again, cutting on the back of the applicator, so I'm not cutting into the graphic. So there we go.